Utah is on fire, literally. More than 474,000 acres have burned across the state in 2026, nearly 3 times what burned in all of last year. Right now, the worst fire of the season is still 0% contained. The Widemouth 2 fire in central Utah has exploded to over 84,000 acres, roughly the size of Salt Lake City proper. And the weather this weekend is going to make it worse. Utah has recorded 755 wildfires burning a cumulative 474,176 acres so far this year, according to the state's official tracking dashboard. All of 2024 totaled about 90,000 acres. This year is already 5 times that. State officials say this ranks among the second or third worst fire seasons on record. Of those 755 fires, 380 were human-caused, 74,651 acres, and 321 were sparked naturally, mostly by lightning, 145,598 acres. But here's the number that stands out. 54 fires still under investigation have burned 253,927 acres, more than half of this year's total. That category likely includes Widemouth 2, which started July 27th and remains under investigation, though officials believe lightning caused the initial ignition. Why has this season been so bad? The 2025-2026 winter was Utah's warmest on record, with one of its lowest snowpacks ever, so vegetation dried out earlier and more completely than normal. In southern Utah especially, fire officials say vegetation is as dry as it's been in a century. Add a summer heat dome, humidity down to 5 to 10% in fire zones, and persistent gusty winds, and you get what one district ranger called fire behavior more intense than many veterans could recall. Burning in Millard County, south of Kanosh near Fillmore, it started with a lightning strike on July 27th and moved slowly at first through Fish Lake National Forest. Then, on the night of Saturday, August 1st, strong southerly winds pushed it roughly 9 miles north in a single night. By Sunday, it had tripled in size. By Monday, it had grown past 68,000 acres. As of August 4th, approximately 84,229 acres, 0% contained. When the fire jumped its containment line Saturday night, the U.S. Forest Service made an extraordinary call, pulling firefighters back from the front line entirely. Their statement, "With the quick fire growth, it would be too dangerous to put firefighters in front of this fire. No amount of resources will stop this forward progression, given the current conditions and predicted weather." Officials also noted the fire kept growing aggressively after dark, a pattern becoming more common as overnight humidity recovery shrinks. Fillmore, Kanosh, and Meadow all have mandatory evacuation zones in effect, with an emergency shelter open at the old National Guard Armory in Fillmore. The Paiute Indian Tribe of Utah declared a state of emergency Sunday for the Kanosh Band Reservation, and 40 inmates from the Millard County Jail were relocated to Salt Lake City for safety. Remarkably, given the fire's size, no structures have been destroyed, a testament to crews prioritizing structure protection. The agricultural toll has been steep, though. More than 100 cattle confirmed killed, according to the Millard County Sheriff. 2 firefighters sustained minor injuries, and both Fillmore's mayor and Millard County have signed local emergency declarations. Several roads near Kanosh and Meadow are closed. I-15 remains open, but drivers are asked to avoid unnecessary travel. The Black Canyon Fire in San Pete and Emery counties sits at about 800 acres, 0% contained. On the better news side, the Babylon Fire, 107,189 acres, and Cottonwood Fire, 97,464 acres, are both 95% contained, and the Johnson Canyon Fire, 6,889 acres, is 65% contained and improving. Approximately 420 personnel are assigned to Widemouth 2, with the Great Basin Complex Incident Management Team 2, built for large, complex incidents, now in command. Crews are using both direct suppression at the fire's edge and indirect suppression, building containment lines ahead of its path. U.S. Forest Service spokesperson Carl Hunt put it plainly, "We're a little thin on resources, but that's the story across the West." The Great Basin region's preparedness level sits at 4 out of 5, meaning Utah, Nevada, and Idaho are straining shared resources simultaneously. FEMA has approved a fire management assistance grant covering 75% of eligible firefighting costs. It's worth remembering the cost this season has already carried. In June, 4 members of a specialized heli-tac and aerial firefighting crew were killed on the Utah-Colorado border in a burnover. Emily Barker, 38, Nick Hutcherson, 27, Nathan Matthews, 43, and Sydney Watson, 27. A 5th crew member survived with serious burn injuries. Thursday climbs to near 100 degrees Fahrenheit near Fillmore, with red flag warnings active across the San Rafael Swell, Manti National Forest, Tavaputs Plateau, and western Uinta Basin, winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusts to 40 to 50 miles per hour, and humidity as low as 5 to 6%. Friday and Saturday bring sunny, hot conditions near 101 degrees Fahrenheit at Fillmore, with St. George and southern Utah near 110 degrees Fahrenheit. A high-pressure system parked over the Four Corners has been blocking monsoon moisture from reaching the state, while a northern low is pushing wildfire smoke from Oregon and Washington into northern Utah's airspace. Red flag warnings are expected statewide this weekend, with the same southwesterly wind pattern that drove Widemouth 2 9 miles in a single night. There's a hint of good news. The 7-day forecast shows a slight chance of showers beginning Saturday night. But fire meteorologists warn that early monsoon moisture in extremely dry conditions often produces dry thunderstorms, lightning without measurable rainfall, one of the most dangerous fire weather scenarios there is. The National Interagency Coordination Center confirms above normal fire potential for central and northern Utah through all of August, monsoon or not. Follow all fire restrictions without exception. Sign up for emergency alerts in your county. Know your evacuation zone before you need it, and keep a go bag ready. If officials order an evacuation, go immediately. This fire moved 9 miles in one night. Monitor air quality alerts if you're in a smoke impact zone, and check Utah DOT road conditions before driving through central Utah, since closures can happen with little notice. Utah is living through one of the worst wildfire seasons in its recorded history. 474,000 acres burned across 755 fires, communities evacuated, 420 firefighters assigned to a single fire that remains 0% contained, and triple-digit heat with high winds forecast to challenge every containment line crews have built this weekend.